This Porsche Boxster brand new 2025. We just did full body paint protection film, tinted the windows. We're gonna ceramic coat everything, including the wheels inside and out and these beautiful calipers. I'm gonna show you exactly what lifts we use, exactly how we lift the car safely, how we remove the wheels, put them on our wheel benches, clean, polish, ceramic coat. Okay, so different kinds of ways to lift cars. We have the quick jacks. We have 4 models and I'll go through them. The reason we have 4 is because there's all kinds of cars, all different lengths, right? This is about 68 inches in length. Most of these cars are right about there. And we have a pump for each lift. We number everything. 1 pump, 1 set of hoses. You can see, we number them for each quick jack. That pump transfers the fluid from that into those rods that lifts it. And then when we lower the car, it all goes back in there. So you want to keep track of which pump goes with which lift. And then these lifts are great because they lock right here. So all the weight's on this little stop right here and not on the hydraulic ramps. Each car has its own jack points. We have these raised jack pads so the lift isn't hitting the car evenly and parallel. Now this Porsche is a Boxster. It's real small. This is the quick jack. It's the BL 5000 SLX. This is the shortest one they make. This is only rated at 5,000 pounds. That one's rated at 7,000. Mostly we use these on Porsches because they're so small. It fits perfect on the jack pads. The great thing about the quick jacks is they have wall hangers, so you don't have these strewn about your shop. We like to be very organized here. This is a cement wall, so we screwed them in. You can see how strong they are. This is another short version as the one I showed you on the Porsche. This is a 7,000 pound version for smaller cars that are real heavy. And this is our most widely used one. And now this is the newest quick jack, 6000 ELX. I think this goes to about 72 inches, maybe 74. Your Teslas, your Rivians, the big SUVs, they're super long. And a lot of people say, which quick jack should I buy, Paul? I say if you're a detail shop, get them all, because we do all kinds of cars in here, from small to big. You want to be able to lift them, get all the wheels off, just buy them all. And then let me show you my cabinet over here with all the jack pads and all the accessories. So again, if you're gonna lift cars like we do, you want to have a cabinet full of different jack pads. These are specifically for Teslas. Teslas in the bottom of the car has holes. These go in those holes and then your jack goes there. These are for most of the Corvettes go in the body. A lot of cars have the rails that you jack up. You can put those on there. As you can see, we have all kinds of different lift blocks, short, tall. And then we have more of these guys, or if we need to go taller, we can add these to them for big trucks and stuff. So this is where we put all our pumps and our hoses, keep them nice and organized. We're gonna show you how we put these under the car, get them on the jack point safely, hook up the hoses, hook up the pump, then we're gonna raise the car and get them set up. There's jack points right here. There's a block right on the Porsche and the rear. Okay, so 1 hose per side. Cody's gonna take this one over there. We keep these caps on so they don't get dirt in there. These are hydraulic lines and they have these quick disconnects. So there's always fluid in these lines so you don't get air. And then you just push these together like that. Now this is your remote. So I get on this side, I lay down, control this. Cody's on the other side so we can make sure our jack pads are exactly on the jack points of the car. You want the quick jacks parallel this way and parallel with each other because you're lifting the car with 2 lifts. So now we're going to show you how we lift it. You always want somebody on that side watching. You always want to be safe. Cody, I'm going to lift. Are you clear?
I'm clear.
Okay, going up. So you'll also notice there's 2 slots where this can settle in, and we're going to the top one because we're going to use our jack to get those wheels off.
I'm in.
All right, so Cody's in, I'm in. Now we're going to lower it. Now all the weight's on these, on those stops right there. There's no weight on the hydraulic ram. You know, I hold this for about 10 seconds, so all that fluid goes back in there. Now the car's safe. All right, so we roll up everything and we move it a little bit to the side like that one. Okay, now it's out of our way to get wheels and tires off. All right, guys, I'm gonna tell you about this tool. But first, Cody's gonna mark the tires, driver's front, driver's rear, passenger front, passenger rear, Y. We want them to go on the same exact spot we took them off, period. A lot of cars are all-wheel drive, different wheels, front and rear. You just never want to mess them up. You don't want to mess them up side to side. We just put them exactly. It's super easy. Cody does with a crayon, pretty much a crayon. All right, guys, this is one of my favorite tools in the shop. So this is a motorcycle ATV floor jack from Harbor Freight. Hopefully you guys have Harbor Freight tools in your area. And then this is a company called Lift with Track. They make this little wheel cart. It kind of comes with this big thing. We don't need it because we only need it low. So I drilled this and bolted it to this. And you can see it's gonna cradle that thing. So we'll show you how easy it is to remove this wheel. So keep in mind, guys, you have a very expensive wheel, very expensive caliper. If you're gonna manhandle it and you hit this wheel on this caliper, I mean, it could just cost you a fortune. Plus, these are lug bolts. They're even a little bit harder to line up. So we're just gonna give it a little jack and you just pull it right out straight. Doesn't get any easier than that. Sometimes you gotta give it a little shake. Like that. Brand new Porsche. You see the rest in here? That's where the center of this wheel rests on this. And that's why sometimes you gotta rock it back and forth. This should have a little grease on it, so that doesn't happen. Instantly rusty for some reason. All right, again, you guys can comment, why don't you just manhandle these by yourself? Me and Cody have heard it a million times. Why not be safe? I run a shop. We do this physical work. I don't want either of us to get hurt. I don't want to damage anything. So that's why Cody and I work as a team. Much easier. Then we're going to show you how we do the inside of a wheel and the outside of a wheel. Usually we'll do all four the same, but for the video, we're going to show you one and one. You know what I just noticed? What? This is like a metal flake black on these wheels. Cool. Interesting. We keep everything on a cart. Go to put them back on, everything's organized. That one was pretty easy. Now remember, guys, we just barely touched these rollers onto this wheel. You don't want to be jacking anything up with a lot of pressure. You're on the lift. Obviously you don't want it falling off. So you're just snugging it, touching it. All right, guys, so here's the inside of the wheels. We washed them on the car, so we're gonna clean them again. We got most of it off. When you take the wheel lugs off, I told you about that rusty part. You get some rust in here we gotta get off, just rusty dust. And then we're gonna polish it, ceramic coat it, and then we'll flip them around. Cody's gonna polish all this, hand polish that, and then we ceramic coat them. So they're ceramic coated inside and out. All right, guys, this is just water. Like I said, we're already washed them outside. Just getting any fingerprints off, a little bit of dust, and then Cody's gonna start polishing. The beauty of these wheel stands is it's right in front of my face. I'm not on the ground, not struggling. You can roll them. That. It's just a microfiber towel and some water. My spotless water. All right, same thing on the inside. Little water. I mean, the inside wheels are never really super perfect anyway. It's kind of got a texture to it. A little bit about the wheel benches I set up. These are wheel stands. These are actually from Adams Polishes. There's a company that makes them. I forget, Max Shine I think has them too. You can find them anywhere. So the reason I did this, so we could sit in a comfy chair, work on the wheel, clean it, polish it, ceramic coat it. You do that one, you go over here. All right, so our machine work's done. You saw how we did that. Cody's gonna do a little hand polishing. We're big Shine Supply guys. Classic polish, works killer. So on a microfiber, he's gonna hand polish the corners right here, the lug nut holes, sorry Cody.
Okay.
Everywhere we can't get the little machine. And then he'll remove all that and then we'll ceramic coat that. But while he's doing that, now it's time to get the calipers clean. Keep in mind, we wash and prep this car and we do clean calipers through the wheel. But now that we're gonna ceramic coat them, I'm gonna get all these areas back here, just getting some of that brake dust off. You guys might be saying, why are you ceramic coating wheels and calipers, Paul? One of the biggest factors of ceramic coating things is the ease of cleaning them in the future. So all these surfaces are very porous. Ceramic coatings fill in those pores and make everything real slick, so it's way easier to clean. And our wheel coating from Shine Supply is a high heat coating for these, because these brakes and wheels get very hot. And we're gonna do a little polish too, because why not? You're gonna see that through the wheel. Just gonna get that all nice and sweet. All right, one of the big benefits as well for ceramic coatings is these are like race cars, German cars, European cars. You see so much brake dust, and that's the beauty of ceramic coatings, to make it so much easier to clean and keep it clean, because brake dust is very caustic and it likes to attach itself to things and just ruin surfaces. So that's one of the reasons why we do it. Cody, throw me that towel, the removal towel. Right, so we're gonna remove the polish we just did. These are powder coated, so they're very beautiful and hardy. Powder coating is a real hardy material. And then once we coat it, it's super easy for my client to keep it clean. Okay, so yeah, I'm just dusting with water, and we actually brew our own spotless water. So this is absolutely spotless water that I brew back there. My big system. We don't use hard water because that would just leave a bunch of deposits on there. I keep all my ceramic coatings in a wine fridge just so they don't get too hot or too cold. It doesn't get really cold in California, but keeps them at the good temperature. We're gonna use the Shine Supply beadlock wheel and suspension high heat ceramic coating for these. Okay, we're gonna put some on here. If you're looking for these applicators, Scott at Detail Division sells these. They're Klin, K-L-I-N. So again, wheel stands are the best. And I'm gonna go over it twice to make sure I got 100% coverage. Okay, so it's been a few minutes. Now we're gonna remove the coating. We use 2 towels. This is our first leveling towel. I do 2 passes. Second towel to level, just make sure you get 110% of it removed. Ceramic coatings are in solvents, and we want to remove all the solvents or you get high spots. All right, so Cody's done polishing with machine, by hand. Everything's done, even these areas, all inside there. Now Cody's gonna do the coating. And the cool thing about the Shine Supply is we can coat the whole wheel and not stress out about removing it. Just wanna make sure you get 110% coverage. All right, so Cody's doing his first towel removal. After a couple minutes, metal flake really stands out now. Our wheels are done, coated, looking beautiful. And this is the best for putting stuff back on. Easy. So you can Google the torque, or we can get the manual out. Let's get the manual out. All right, so we're finding the lug nut torque is 118 foot-pounds. Okay, 105, 10, 15, 18, right around 120. So since we have the car in the air, it's so much easier to do the tires. And then we'll lower the car, and then that's it. So now we just gotta lower it. Just hook it up the same way. Okay, so now how to get this down, you lift up a couple inches after you plug it in. Okay, lift. This right here. That's the catch and the safety catch. That's gonna make it slide over those. So now we're ready to go down. All right, guys, car's safely on the ground. All the humans are safe. Everything's torqued. Wheels turned out beautiful, corrected, coated, and protected for years. That's the way we do it. It's very safe. Very easy on us. All we gotta do is we'll pull that out and take the car out and it's gone. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our videos. Please like and subscribe. Send us your comments, feedback, any ideas on videos you would like to see in the future. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram at Springer's Detailing if you're interested in seeing other stuff that we do. Any tools, products, supplies you see in our videos we talk about or use are in the description. See you next time.